Mention to the Space Force. We'll have a tune soon.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you who I have not yet met, my name is Melissa Giller. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute. Thank you for joining us today. It's great to see all of you here. Before we go any further, please join me in thanking Thomas Baker, a veteran who served in the U.S. Coast Guard, the U.S. Navy, and the U.S. Air Force, as well as the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Concert Band for such a great start to this morning's program. So ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the March On of the Colors, the playing of our National Anthem, and the invocation by Lieutenant Commander Yoon Choi, our chaplain here on behalf of the United States Navy. Parade the colors. Retire the colors.
Please join me for a word of prayer. Let us pray. Loving, gracious, eternal God, we thank you for this opportunity for a grateful nation to come together and observe the tremendous sacrifices of our service members. In a somber remembrance, we show our gratitude to those who served and died, wearing the cloth of our nation. As our nation once again hear the haunting sounds of taps resonating across our land, and as Old Glory flies half-staff in respect and honor to our fallen heroes, we are reminded once again the heavy price a nation pays for her freedom and democracy. Lord, this day, we the people are humbled for the freedom, peace, and prosperity we enjoy. Today, we are inspired by the ultimate sacrifice of our fallen warriors and their loved ones, inspired by their courage and valor, inspired to carry on the legacy of service, renewing our commitment to serve and protect for the next generation, ensuring that the United States of America will continue to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. Lord, may your eternal favor rest upon this land. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Ronald Reagan believed fervently in the greatness and goodness of America, and he knew that American strength was central to world peace. The men and women in uniform who risked their lives for our freedom never ceased to amaze or humble President Reagan. To honor the values and ideals for which our country's sons and daughters sacrificed, to honor their commitment to duty and country, to thank them for their service and our freedom, and to make sure they are never, ever forgotten. In 2018, the Reagan Library unveiled our Gold Star Families Memorial Monument, which we are standing next to today, to honor the families of servicemen and women who sacrificed their lives while serving our country. If we have any Gold Star family members with us today, would you please stand so we can thank you for your sacrifice? Thank you for being with us today. Now, this is the first year the Reagan Library has held a Memorial Day event. As you may know, the library currently has an exhibition entitled Secrets of WWII. As part of that exhibition, we were fortunate to interview a handful of World War II veterans, and those videos are playing within our exhibition. One of the veterans that we interviewed was Herschel Woody Williams, the same veteran who came to our campus in 2018 to help us dedicate this Gold Star Family Memorial. During the interview we had with him just a few months ago, Woody Williams said, "I am privileged to wear the Medal of Honor, but I do not wear it for what I did. I wear it to honor the Marines who never got to come home. I don't consider myself a hero. I consider those who never got to come home the true heroes." And that is the purpose of Memorial Day, a day to remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. As President Reagan said in 1982, Memorial Day is a day for a strong and good nation to stand in silence and remember those who were loved and who in return loved their countrymen enough to die for them. In honor of these men and women, heroes all, and if I may please also add those who just lost their lives in Uvalde, a moment of silence. Thank you. And now to today's program. Today's keynote speaker is a true friend to the Reagan Library and a true patriot. He served this country with distinction from 1964 to 1991 as a member of the United States Air Force, with tours in Vietnam and Spain, as an F-4 pilot and instructor, and as a member of the United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron, flying Thunderbirds from 1981 to 1985. In 1986, he was selected as a military aide to President Reagan, performing a variety of ceremonial and emergency preparedness duties, including custody of the President's emergency briefcase, the football. For those of you who have toured the Air Force One Pavilion and been on board Air Force One 27,000, that's his uniform on the mannequin in the staff cabin. It's beyond an honor to have him here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Chealander.
Thank you very much. The honor is definitely mine. And I've changed my speech that I was going to do today about 3 or 4 times this morning. The one thing I'd like to start with is the fact that Armed Forces Day is the day that we honor those that are serving. Veterans Day is the day we honor those who have served. Today, Memorial Day, we honor those who sacrificed the ultimate. Didn't come home, but served our country. And from that standpoint, I'd like to steal something from Gary Sinise. He wrote a book here recently called The Grateful American. And I saw that, and I talked to Gary about that at an event we were together at in November of last year. And I carry that title myself, A Grateful American. And I'm grateful for living in this country. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had as a free American. And I'm grateful for those who gave me that opportunity that couldn't be with us here today. I'd like to also share something that I just the other day had the opportunity to speak at the Secrets of WWII exhibit. They had a luncheon. And I had an opportunity to speak there. And when I came in, they sat me at a table, one of the round tables. It was a luncheon, and they said, okay, you can have lunch here, and then we'll call you up for your speech. And when I sat down, they wheeled up a gentleman in a wheelchair next to me. And there was another gentleman sitting 2 seats away from me. Both of these gents were World War II veterans. I was stunned to have the opportunity to meet these 2 heroes. When I came in today, I was taken to 2 gentlemen here in this audience that are World War II veterans. I'd like to recognize them at this time. One's right here in the front row. And that man raising his hat right there. Thank you for your service. It's an honor to be in your presence. As I said, today is the day we remember those that didn't make it home. And one of the reasons to remember this day, actually, there's over 1.3 million reasons. When you think about that number, that's a huge number. Those are the ones that didn't make it home. Those are the ones that didn't get to come home and hang up their uniform. Those are the ones we're here to honor today. And I am very humbled by that. Just to tell you a little bit of why I get to stand up here and speak. Yes, I'm a grateful American, but as Melissa said, I had an opportunity to be the military aide to President Reagan. One of the most incredible experiences of my life was being around that man. And some of we became kind of friends over the years. I didn't realize it. I was a military officer doing my job, carrying the football, emergency actions officer. But yet we became friends, and we were kindred spirits. We were alike in a lot of ways, both of us tall men, both of us from California, and both of us kind of had a sense of humor. He had a very big sense of humor. But the one thing that I walked away from after having served with President Reagan was his love of the military and his love of America and the American people. And he told me on several occasions that the sacrifices that the men and women of this military, of our military, have made over the years have offered us the opportunity to be free. The reason we can sit here today is because of those we salute. And President Reagan said that to me many times. My father was a World War II bomber pilot, and he flew out of England, flew over Germany, and he was honored when we were in Berlin. to meet President Reagan as one of those Berlin airlift pilots, because that's what he did after the war. And President Reagan, on the way home from that trip, on the helicopter, coming back, said to me, "Where are your parents now?" And I said, "They're still in Berlin, and they're coming back tomorrow on the C-5, bringing your helicopters back." And he said, "Well, I was so honored in meeting your dad today, and what he and men and women like your mom and dad mean and meant to our country." This was one of the most amazing times to me, was because here we are on Marine One, flying back late at night after a long day, and he's telling me about what men and women like my parents meant because of what they did and the sacrifices they made. And he was very, very attuned to that, always had time to talk about that. I've been with him at the Tomb of the Unknown when he's laid the wreath, and the words that he said. I was not with him at Pointe du Hoc when he talked about D-Day, but President Reagan was very much attuned to who we are as Americans and why we're here. And I am only supposed to talk to you for about 10 minutes, and I've already used up about 6 of those. And so I could tell you story after story, and I don't want to get into that. But I would just like to say a couple of things. And make sure that everybody walks away from here today. The fact that you're here tells me you remember. It tells me that you are honoring those that we honor today. I would also like to implore everyone that has children and grandchildren to bring them up aware of what we're aware of here today. We get far away from that in today's society. Take your children, take your grandchildren to national cemeteries. Walk around through the national cemetery and read the grave sites and read the gravestones and see the service that these people gave, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, the sacrifices that these people made. And you get, I buried my father in Riverside National Cemetery, and I wanted to put all this on his gravestone, and they said, "Well, you only have this many lines." And so I said, okay, put on there father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and patriot, because that's what they were. That's what they were. And so if I can leave anything, we need to pass that to the next generation. We need to tell them what has gone on before them. We need to tell them why they get their cell phone at 12 years old. Why you get those freedoms. Why you can ride your electric bikes through the street. Why you can do all those things. You can do all those things because somebody went before you and sacrificed a lot. And in some cases, their lives. So that we had the freedom to do that and remember those things. So I would implore you to do that. Be a grateful nation. Be grateful people. Be thankful for what we have. Be thankful for those that gave it to us. 2 of the gentlemen that are sitting right here gave it to us. And there's several others. I don't mean to diminish the importance of other conflicts and wars that we've all been in. I myself have been in conflict. I'm a veteran. I'm very proud of the service I made. I'm fortunate that I made it home and got to hang up my uniform. But let's remember all, especially those who paid the sacrifice. I stated at the beginning that there are over 1.3 million reasons to honor this day. And those are the 1.3 million that didn't make it home. But I want to end here with one thing that my daughter, who lives up in Seattle, Washington, she posted something to me this morning, just this morning. It's very compelling. The best way we can honor those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice is to live our lives like Americans who are worth dying for. That's a very compelling statement. I get all the time, thank you for your service. And a while back, some other veterans and myself, we decided a good response. What is a good response to that? Thank you for your service. I mean, I'm honored, and thank you, and so forth. I got to the point where I started saying, you were worth it, to the individual that said that to me. So let's make sure that we are worth it. Let's make sure that we are worthy of the freedoms that we have and the sacrifices that we made. Live your life like an American who is worth dying for. I'd like to thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you today. I don't want to keep you here in the sun. I know it's a little warm over here. Apologize for that. I get to stand in the shade. But thank you so much. Remember the day. Thank you for being here. I'm honored when I showed up, and it was just before 9 o'clock, and I see everybody that's here was here. This is incredible. We are Americans. We are grateful Americans. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Those remarks were just incredible. As we wrap up today's program, I do want to remind everyone that the Secrets of World War II exhibition is open through October 9th, 2022. It's a tribute to the men and women who fought so gallantly during that war. And I'd like to conclude with President Reagan's remarks from that same 1982 speech, which I pulled from earlier in my remarks. We must try to honor them, not for their sakes alone, but for our own. And if words cannot repay the debt we owe these men, surely with our actions we must strive to keep faith with them and with the vision that led them to battle and to final sacrifice. As we honor their memory today, let us pledge that their lives, their sacrifices, their valor shall be justified and remembered for as long as God gives life to this nation. And let us also pledge to do our utmost to carry out what must have been their wish, that no other generation of young men will ever have to share their experiences and repeat their sacrifice. Thank you to everyone for coming out today. We really appreciate it. We're going to conclude today's program with the playing of God Bless America, and God bless all of you.
Please join us in singing this time-honored beat.
you all.